So, Highland Guys Podcast, I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
I'm Christian Gray, villain of the story.
answering some questions today about the upcoming album Convergence, Two Minds in One. So, congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response, the announcement so far?
Really, really good. It's been a lot of work. Long time coming. I don't know if you or anybody watching kind of knows the backstory a little bit, because we had a old vocalist and we had an album done. We're like halfway through the rollout. We're ready to announce. And then when he left the band, we're like, okay, well, do we just release this record as is, or what are our next steps? And long story short, just to summarize it, we got a new singer and then just decided to remake half of the album and get a new name and a new vibe and direction and just go from there. So it's been like 3 years since we put out our record, so I'm very, very stoked to put something out.
Damn,
Exactly.
quite the backstory.
Yeah.
Well, got to jam the record this morning and it absolutely rips.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Of course. So is there any meaning?
Well, I'm curious, do you guys what do you guys know of us, or is there a song that you guys already knew by us, or are we like totally new to you?
You're totally new to me. This was a complete surprise for me.
Yeah, honestly, totally new. A viewer of the channel reached out to us and was like, you should get Villain of the Story on the podcast. And I was like, okay, challenge accepted. And, reached out, and now we're here. So the record was really the first time.
All right, so that was like your first,
Yeah, that was the first time hearing, and then diving into the record was the first time really diving into the band. I obviously checked out a few tunes ahead of time.
I love that. Okay,
to make sure that it was something that we would vibe with, and it obviously is. So that's why we're here.
Sweet.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. That has me stoked, because then it's going to be like a totally fresh take, fresh perspective, first impression. Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
Damn straight. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yes, we have like this whole like storyline that we kind of late in the process. We're like, oh, what if we did this, when we were already like starting to do things? So it didn't come out exactly as we were envisioning, but we're gonna, moving forward with releases, we're gonna plan ahead, because we like these ideas that we have, but like kind of like a storyline. So it's not a concept record. Everything's already written. Every song can stand on its own and not really tie into anything else if you're just a casual listener. But if you're like super into it, and like you can, in our music videos, it's like the same characters, and it like shows like a progression and a story. So it like, if you're into that kind of thing, there's another layer that you can kind of nerd out on. But so like the cover art's like this spirit demon entity, goblin-y, whatever kind of guy that we haven't fully realized him yet, but like we're in the process of making it like, oh, so there's this guy and he has a bad upbringing, which is, I mean, if you guys heard the record, then I'm sure you heard it in order. But yeah, it's like has a rough upbringing with parental stuff, and which all the songs, again, because they were written before we even had an idea or anything or a concept for a theme. It was like everything kind of came out in personal ways. So it's like every song is like related to, whether it's somebody in the band or someone that we care about, it's like their experience. So it's like someone, okay, I can rant, but anyway, that's something you're going to notice. I'll say the same thing 10 times over, but yeah, so it's just a guy, bad upbringing, and then goes through the motions, stands up to his kind of absent or abusive parents, and figures out life on his own, and then comes across somebody, falls in love, they have a kid. And because there's a song on the record that we dedicated towards our real life children, so we're like, oh, what if the guy in the story, he like, that's his like arc, is like he has a bad beginning, but he like finds happiness and starts healing with all the trauma and stuff. But then that's where we took like a really dramatic twist. We're like, but what if like, okay, he's good now, but it's not a happy ending, and like, the mom and their kid like get hit by a car or something. It's like tragic, where it's like it wasn't someone's fault, it was like a total pure freak accident, so you can't even like be too mad at the guy or whatever. So it's like that conflicting emotion of like, it's so unjust, like, yeah, it was just stolen from him, so now he like kind of descends into this madness, and then that like demon-y character kind of like senses that trauma and like comes in to where by the end of the record, it's like the album gets heavier as you listen
Hmm.
to it.
Yeah.
So then at the end, it's like he's kind of going literally crazy and he's fighting whether or not he's going to succumb to whatever is going on. And we don't know if we want it to be literal, like it's a demon,
Hmm.
or if we want it to be more metaphorical. But I feel like it'd be cool if it was literally like he gets possessed now, he becomes kind of like in a comic book sense, like a villain, because we're
Yeah.
villain of, like, why did we not have this idea from the start? We've
I was
been a
gonna
band
be
for
like,
over
come
10
on.
years and we've
Yeah.
never made a villain
Yeah.
character. Come
What
on.
the hell? Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels
Wow.
like a totally new start, like new singer, new direction, everything. And now we're like, okay, now we know what we want to do. It feels like we just started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said it's a concept record, but each song is rooted in either a personal experience or an experience of someone close to you.
Yeah. So it was not originally a concept. We made
Hmm.
a concept out of
Out of
what we
the.
had written. So we're
Yeah.
like, moving forward, we should do that
Yeah.
because, concept records can be cool, but at the same time, we don't want to force, like, if we write a story first and then we're like writing to fit that story,
Hmm.
that's just not how we want to write. It's
Yeah.
just not our vibe. But yeah, so like if we just write whatever and whatever we end up with, that's the fun part is now we try to make a storyline out of what we came up with. So now we can
Yeah.
get really creative. Yeah.
It's like connected and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm curious on what your writing process was like for this record and how it differed for writing from someone else's experience. Did it differ at all, or was it easy for you to kind of put yourself in someone else's shoes?
It was challenging, but also like that's kind of like what we're used to is the challenging part was because when our old singer was in the band, he's my brother. So we would write everything 50-50. Like he would do the lyrics and melody, I would write all the music elements, guitars and everything.
Mm,
So it would like he would write from personal experience, but a lot of our songs were written through other people that he knew, or
Mhm.
like he would put himself in other people's shoes and write the lyrics to
gotcha.
that. So I had no part in that.
Mm,
I mean, a little bit here and there kind of thing, but
okay.
he primarily did that. But after he left, we're like, okay, so I have to probably like try and do better at like lyrics. And but our new guy Cody, he hadn't been writing in with a band in like 10 years either. So we're like, all right, this is kind of new for us. But then the whole band, we all kind of sat down and pitched ideas, and it was like a full band creative process instead of just me and Logan kind of thing.
Mm,
Logan's our old singer. But yeah, so it was challenging to sit there and be like, how do we write lyrics? Because like that was not what Logan did that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was fun to challenge ourselves, and I feel like there's like a untapped thing with Cody, our new singer, how he's like, I haven't really written before, but I think he's really good at being like, that doesn't sound good. We need something else, but then push
At
you
the
to like
ear.
find the right idea. He's like, I
Hmm.
can't necessarily come to the table with something, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But
he'll
I can
like
tell you what's
change it.
wrong here.
Yeah, yeah. Like we'll even have a melody. He'll go in the booth and start singing, and he does a
Hmm.
different melody, like it's subtly different, but I'm like, that's way catchier. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I was trying to sing it the way we wrote it, but like that's just what came out. I'm like, we'll do
Yeah.
that. That sounds way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
was
Stick to that.
a way different experience than what we were used to before, but also super fun and fresh. So I don't know even know if that answered the question, but
It did. It
Yeah.
did
okay.
partially. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, fully.
Yeah.
You completely got it.
All
Yeah.
right.
So what song off the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Longest one to write was probably the first single on the album, which I think is track 5, Face It.
Mhm.
Mm,
Because that was the first song that we wrote with Cody. That was from the start, everything was fresh. I almost want to say that is my favorite one too, because it's one of my favorite songs we've ever done. But yeah, but then there's like the heavy stuff too. So I feel like whenever I've been asked those questions in the past, because we kind of have a lighter sound and a heavier sound. So I have like one lighter favorite and then one heavy favorite, depending on the mood.
Mhm.
But
yeah.
my favorite heavy song is Ishimura, which is track 8. That one's all about the game Dead Space. I played the Dead Space
Hell yeah.
remake when it came
Mhm.
out, and I'm like, this is amazing. And I had to write a song about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but then as far as like lighter songs goes, I think the very first song, Shame, I think was my favorite for like an emotional vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
Gotcha.
Very
Sounds good.
moody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did the track list for the record come about? Did you write the opener to be the opener, closer to be the closer? Did you shuffle around to see what fits? What was that process like?
So interesting because half of it was pre-written
Hmm.
for the previous version of our album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when we re-recorded those vocals and changed some parts, um, and then we got four new songs, it's like where we had those songs placed in our minds did not fit anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we totally just had to like look at everything when we were completely finished with it and just be like, okay, well, if we're gonna write a story,
Mhm.
what is the story? So like what are all our lyrical contexts and topics and stuff, and how can we put those together to fit this narrative that we're trying to do? And then yeah, I don't know. It was super interesting to just like have total no expectations. Nothing felt forced though, but I just feel like it was an interesting way of putting it together. But kind of just happened, I guess.
Yeah.
I know I did want to end heavy though.
Okay.
That was because we usually end soft. Like the softest song is usually like right at the end
Mhm.
of our releases. So I wanted anybody that's a fan of us, I wanted to subvert those expectations, be like, actually,
Yeah, spook them a bit.
breakdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
dope.
it was more so of like a puzzle of trying to figure out how to weave this concept that you guys have now found yourselves, working with the 9 songs on the record.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And
piecing it
originally I
together.
think the old version of the album, I think, was only gonna have 8, but
Hmm.
then contractually with our label, we have to turn in at least 30 minutes of material. And
Hmm.
the 8 songs was like 29 minutes, 32 seconds.
Boo.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what
Time
are
to
we
put
gonna
an
throw? Like,
interlude.
I'm like, yeah, are we gonna do like a 30-second interlude or something? But then that's where
Hmm.
the Dead Space song Ishimura came out. I'm like, well, I have a riff because I was working on I used to stream and do Twitch stuff,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
dope.
someone would throw out like an idea. So I did like a God of War thing or whatever. But
Ooh.
Ishimura or Dead Space was the concept, but I stopped doing that. I'm like, wait, I have that super heavy ass riff that would be super
Hmm.
sick. So then just at the last minute, I'm like, I'll just throw in all screaming. Don't got to write any melodies or anything. Just
Yeah.
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 Hell
Balls
yeah.
to the wall. Mm.
Love it. So could you tell us where your headspace is at while you guys are writing this album?
Very stressed.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, especially just having to change the entire raw writing system that we have. But
Mhm.
I don't know, at the same time, just like very, very excited because we wanted to be particular and not just settle for anything, especially because like this pressure of, okay, we got a new singer. We really got to make sure like we impress anybody that's stuck around this long. Obviously, whenever a band changes a vocalist, you're going to win some, lose some. It's just
Hmm.
regardless. But we're like, okay, we really need to like make sure we're not that we have ever settled, but we've gotten to like deadlines before where we're like, oh, okay, this isn't exactly what we want, but like we either got to push this back 3 months because we missed a deadline or we turn in the song now
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
it's good the way it is. So we've run to that before, but this time we're like, we need to make sure this is exactly what we want lyrically, melody wise, everything.
Hmm.
So we were just like very particular, but I think it was just that excitement to be like, we have to prove ourselves. We have to reinvent ourselves because we've
Hmm.
been doing the same thing for like 10 years. We're like,
Yeah.
gotta, yeah, yeah.
Gotta shake it up.
Yeah, I was about to ramble again, but
Yeah.
No,
So
we got it.
with all those feelings, I know that there's some singles out, but with the full record on the horizon, what are you feeling kind of going into the release now, knowing all of the feelings that you had and the band had while working on the album?
I feel like for the first time in our career, like our heavier side is gonna take the driver's seat and our lighter stuff's gonna go in the background. It's
Hmm.
always been we love heavy music, so we always write it. But over time, it was very obvious with our numbers and everything that the lighter, like, because we also like Nickelback, we like Radio Rock, Breaking
Jesus.
Benjamin, all
Hell
that
Yeah,
yeah.
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
We love that stuff.
Hmm.
So it wasn't that wasn't what we initially started out to be.
Hmm.
We just wanted to be metalcore, but then we just started going that direction and we loved it. But there was always that part of me that was like, it's the heavy stuff. No one does heavy. Now heavy's kind of making a comeback in the last couple of years, I've
Hmm.
noticed, which is super cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, we put out a song a couple months ago that's one of the heavier songs on the album. And streaming wise, it was like it outbeat in first week, first month, it beat almost every rock song that we've done. And
Mhm.
then we just put out a single a month ago that was our biggest first week, first month.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that one, it's got a little bit of rock in it, but it is more like metalcore. So I'm like, okay, so the heavier stuff is actually people are kind of vibing with it, and I
Exactly.
love
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I'm just stoked to see the reactions because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, they're not as rock anymore, they're not as catchy, but then other people are like, they're heavy,
Yeah.
they're going
They're
all in on the heavy,
right.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where most bands are getting softer, whether you like it or not. I like it
Mhm.
sometimes, but other times
Yeah.
not. And but like they're getting heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. Hell
yeah.
yeah. So, how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, stuck with headphones on? Should they work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
I like that question. I
Thank you.
think just sitting alone with headphones in a vibey room. If you have
Mhm.
lighting or something that you can do, because I think the first song being more emotional, it kind of sets a tone that it's
Hmm.
like if you're like all adrenaline, that was the risky part about putting a softer song as an opening track because most people are gonna be like, this is so hype, the singles were great, let's go. And then they're
Hmm.
gonna be like, this is soft. And
What
sometimes you're just like
happened?
not in the headspace to take in something like that.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
then if you listen to it again another day, you're like, oh, this song's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
happened to me all the time. First time you hear it, you're like, yeah, it's okay. And then it becomes your favorite.
Mhm.
Just
Exactly. Yeah.
depends, it totally depends on the state of mind that you're in.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you can just like chill, put it on, and then all of a sudden you're gonna like start feeling the energy amp up as the album goes, and then yeah, I think by the end of it, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe the back half of the record, that's what like, dude, you gotta listen to this record. Let's just go for a drive and just play at least the back half or something
Hmm.
together. But yeah, I feel like if you are open to just like taking it in as it is, I feel like a lot of people, I'm hoping, get a little tear action going. Like
Oh.
feel like
Hmm.
feel like it'll be a kind of an emotional ride, but then you can get all that frustration out as the
Yeah.
album ends. So
Yeah, with the
yeah,
heavy
an
shit.
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
All
Damn
right. Hell
straight.
yeah. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Is eight, all right.
Yeah. I.
Um, eight. I don't know, man. Like I've always played in to like the fact that we're kind of generic, but like I like generic music, so it's like okay, it's generic but cool,
But cool.
Okay.
or cool
Okay.
or enjoyable.
Okay.
Enjoyable.
It's
Yeah.
like
Enjoyable.
it can be generic, sure, but like it can be
It
enjoyable if you let it
fucks.
be. It
Yeah.
fucks.
It
Yeah, there we go.
fucks.
Yes.
Love it. Hell yeah. And in the same vein as the last question, but not as much pressure, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to evoke in your listeners?
I want anybody that feels like, because I feel like, I want to preface that, it's like I feel like lot of metal stuff too, and stuff that I listen to is like there is a lot of like hopeful messaging in there, which is I think is very important. But
Mhm.
sometimes that's just not the message that works, and it kind of sounds like a slap in the face. Like it's like sometimes it just sucks, and you just got
Yeah.
to work through that. And just having like a you can do it, like sometimes that does help you lift out of it. Other times you're too deep in that hole.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like as that storyline goes and it just devolves into this chaos. It's like even if you are at the bottom of that hole, it's not overtly being like, I'm with you, I can pull you out of it, but it's just like because of that like aggression is there in the heavier parts of it, it's like you will be hopefully be able to feel like I can relate to this. I'm connected to this. I am not alone, but I'm not being told I'm not alone. I can just
Yeah.
feel the energy and emotion that's coming out of these songs that I can use that to like, okay, like even though like maybe life is not great right now, but like I can just healthfully let out those emotions, but then the other stuff is there for you too. Like if you are feeling like in a mood, it
Mm.
can just help you get through the day kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, also, it's really, I connect with music on a very deep level. But
Mhm.
when I'm writing music, I'm just like, if I just think it sounds cool, then I'm going to make it. So even
Damn
if there's
straight.
no emotional experience whatsoever, if you're just like, pretty sick, this fucks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's as
fucks,
deep
yeah.
as it needs to go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some days it's like that.
Absolutely. So can you talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
Yeah. So on the first song, when I was writing a melody, I think it was in the first or no, second verse, there's like a really high melody. And I'm like, man, if we do it like down here, there's not that dynamic. It's all like the same. So what if we did like an octave higher of it? And Cody's like, are you kidding me? Like, that's so high.
Yeah.
But he just went in the booth and he just like belted it out. And I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, then I'm gonna start writing
Show
stuff like
off.
that all the time because I know you can do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
can't do it. I can't. You have to sing this part.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. I guess that wasn't even challenging because we thought it was gonna be, but then he was just capable. So
Yeah.
but I guess just getting the right words
Mhm.
to get again, like first time writing lyrics primarily, it was like, okay, how do you say this thing, but slightly in a way that maybe yes, there's 100 other songs that have said it this way, but like compared to the millions of songs that have said it the more generic, bland way, it's like what's a way to slightly reframe it to where you're like, oh, that was a cool way of saying that, a little different.
Mhm.
Not like revolutionary or anything, but um, and I feel like because I write all the music too, that on this one I put so much more focus on the post production elements, whether it's like electronics, the beats, the samples of the snares, or like I could totally nerd out with this question. That is just yeah, a lot of the electronic parts. There's even like in one of the breakdowns in the background, you won't even hear it, but if you know it's there, you're gonna hear it kind of thing. It's just not mixed very loud on purpose. But
Mhm.
there's just like this glitch, like it's kind of like a vibe on it. I could make a whole different song out of it that would
Yeah.
not be metal,
Yeah.
but it's just in the background under the guitars and in between the chugs, the way it just like adds that movement. I'm like, I don't know. I had a lot of fun uh pushing myself to be like, okay, how do they do that when I listen to other
Mhm.
bands?
Mhm.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of bands, when they go to like the certain producers, it's like there's a list of producers that just are amazing. And every
Mhm.
time a band goes to that producer, they put out a banger record. But then I listen to it, I'm like, how? Okay, there's like a genius behind that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't have the money to like go to a big producer. So it's like, I have to do it myself. How do I
Exactly.
do that? And like
Yeah.
learn how to like do certain production things. Yeah. So I don't even know if that answered the question either, but
No,
It
that does.
absolutely did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
okay,
So
cool.
for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
I don't know why my gut said combos, the little cheesy
Oh yeah,
combos. Like I
little
like
pretzel
those, but
things.
like at the same time, they're really expensive these days.
They
So like
are. They're like $5 or something,
for like a
right?
little
Fuck
snack
that.
bag, I'm
Like
like,
I
God.
don't know what the fuck
it's just
happened. They used to be at
cheese
the
and a
Dollar
little,
Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say like an orange or an apple
I do
because
fuck
it's
with
hard.
gas station oranges. Yeah.
It's hard to like keep up with your diet on the road, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I've seen these like protein type of Pop Tarts. They don't
Yes.
really taste that great, but
Fuck, I want to try them. Okay.
like they're all right, but like because there's like no sugar in it, but it's
Yeah,
like I mean,
I'd rather have the sugar. Because
yeah.
the yeah.
But then I'm like, yeah, but if I keep doing that, we stop for gas a lot. If I
Yeah.
keep doing that,
Yeah.
it's
It
like,
adds up. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'll just stick with the combos. But
Combos. Fuck to you.
also every time I gotta try and get some sort of coffee, whether
Hmm.
it's just like the black or like a Starbucks double shot or something like that. But yeah, caffeinated always.
Mm-hmm. Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
And on topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
It's moments like this where I wish I was more witty.
Yeah.
just like I feel like I can be funny, but I'm the kind of guy I have to sit and think and be like, there, and then it's like, oh,
You
yeah,
gotta
that was
ponder
good. But, like,
over,
the people that can just like whip stuff out and you're like amazing. Like, oh god, I aspire to be like those people.
If it makes you feel any better, there's usually a buffer with this question because it's like, what dish would we be? So it's okay.
It's like, actually, I've thought about this all week long. I know exactly what we are. Villain of the story. So we got light stuff and heavy stuff. So it's got to be something with a little bit of spice. But also something palatable. I was gonna say like a birria taco or something, because sometimes the dip you can make it really, really spicy. But if you don't use the dip, it's still like a good taco.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Fuck with it. All right.
Yeah.
And for the last
otherwise we'll sit here for 15 minutes while I just like brainstorm for the perfect answer.
Yeah. So for the last couple questions, we're actually gonna shift away from music if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Cool. So we're actually gonna go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with the drink?
Probably an orange or a gas station Pop-Tart.
Protein Pop-Tart.
Yeah, the protein. Gotta get them gains right before.
I was literally just about to say, gotta get the gains before it's over. Yeah. Damn.
Oh, dude. Okay, there's a. I'm gonna space the name right now, but when we were on tour last December after our Louisville show, we stopped at this place that was highly recommended for like Mexican food. It like goes super late. Very like tiny little place that was obviously the local place to go at like 1 in the morning, and like authentic as hell. And it wasn't the chicken. It was the chorizo tacos. And their the chips and like there was chips and guac, but there was another type of sauce or something that they had like that. I didn't get to finish it because we were kind of technically parked illegally on the street because there wasn't enough room for a van and trailer. So a cop came in, was like, you got to move that thing or I have to give you a ticket. I'm like, damn. And then by the time I parked somewhere and got back, everybody was done and everything. So I'm like, I didn't get to finish. I'd be pissed. So good.
No, everyone sit your ass down and order.
Yeah, like I get another order. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if we ever go back to Louisville, those chorizo tacos. Oh, I'll find the place. I don't even need to remember the name. I'll find it. But those tacos specifically, and to drink, I mean, I would like water. I do like water, but kind of boring. So it's got to be some sort of coffee. Maybe that day I'm feeling just black coffee because most of the time that's what I do. But other time, vanilla latte. I don't know. Something like that.
Wrong with a good old latte.
Yeah.
All right. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Just looking at all my little figures behind me, and I just saw Fallout. I'm like, yeah, right. I want to live in a post-apocalyptic.
Fuck no.
I mean, God of War might be cool, but I definitely gotta work out a little bit if I was gonna survive. Oh, duh. One of my favorite games. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Sick as hell.
Yeah.
For how long? A week?
A week.
A week? All right, I think I could do it. I'd probably just be an NPC that just lives in a town and isn't adventuring into the ruins and fighting demons and whatever, but
good call. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. And I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
You have a specific shade of blue.
I don't know what it's called, but I don't even think it's going to show up on camera. But it's the color of these lights that I have.
Oh, is that like a cyan?
Yeah,
I see it.
It's like a cyan, but it's
like a turquoisey.
Yeah, it's a little darker, but it's just like really soothing. It's not very like saturated, but still, I don't know. Whatever type of blue that is, a really calming light blue, I guess.
Yeah, dope.
All right. So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I don't know. Just
the album where people can
I
pre-order
mean, I guess
it.
we have an
Yeah,
album that's
socials.
coming out. You
Yeah.
could check that out. We have a TikTok that's kind of popping off right now. So if
Hell
anybody
yeah.
wants to go check that out and keep that going in the algorithm, maybe that'll change our lives. You know,
Yeah.
one TikTok could totally change the game. for us.
Genuinely,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just from our last show. We played a county fair that's like 2 hours away from us. That's like not metal,
Mhm.
and I don't know why we got asked to play, but
Yeah.
we went on right after a Shania Twain tribute band, and we ripped some breakdowns. And at the very end, I jokingly was like, "Let's split this street down the middle," and people
No.
actually did. And there's like this grandpa at the front that was like, "Let's go," and like just so many people that would have never been in a mosh pit before, like
Yeah.
went in just because like, haha, I'm at the fair, there's a metal band, this is weird. Sure,
Yeah.
I'll join. So
Damn.
it's
You
very cool.
probably were like the seed band for someone there who's like, damn, what is this? What is this genre? It made me feel something. So
Yeah.
someone out there probably is like deep diving into like metal now because of
Hell
you.
yeah, if we had
That's
that
so dope.
impact, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh yeah, we're announcing tomorrow from the day that this is being recorded or whatever. We're announcing a tour for October. It's just a week because we don't really like being away from our children. So it's just a week, and I think we're hitting. It's like 2 stops in Iowa. We're hitting our hometown in Minnesota, Indianapolis, Akron, Ohio, Pittsburgh, and maybe Kansas City. We're still waiting for them to confirm that one or not. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just like a little Midwest run, and then, yeah. Oh, and then we're going to be releasing a cover of Breaking Benjamin's Halo 2 soundtrack song "Blow Me Away."
Okay.
Oh,
We're
hell
gonna
yeah.
be doing that. We're gonna set up a LAN party. And we're all gonna vibe and get footage, and that's gonna be our music video.
That's
Just like
dope.
us
That's
playing
dope.
Halo 2. Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what we got.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Sounds been Christian from Villain of the Story, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.